Officers of the law, those who have sworn to protect and serve their community without any bias or discrimination. Although many officers do their best to uphold this standard, recently with incidents in Ferguson, Staten Island, Cleveland, and on the campus of UVA, the ideals of police officers across the U.S. has come under fire, causing good relations with the police to decline across the nation. What is to blame for this, you may ask? Prejudices, preconceived opinions about certain people based on race, ethnicity, and class.
In Washington, D.C., where the wealth gap between the rich and the poor is the third widest among the 50 biggest U.S. cities, it is apparent that in many police cases, economic profiling will be involved. For example, the National Coalition of the Homeless conducted a survey of the homeless in Washington, D.C., where 67% of them felt that they had been wrongfully harassed by the police. All classes commit crime. However, the poor experience higher rates of arrest, criminal charges, convictions, long prison sentences, and denial of parole. This winnowing process ensures that most rich criminals never see the inside of a prison, while overflowing them with the poor. Even back in 1968, when the crime rate was over a third lower than it is today, a President's Crime Commission surveyed 10,000 households and discovered that 91% of all Americans have violated laws that could have subjected them to a term of imprisonment at one time in their lives, and yet the poor were generally punished for it.
Criminologist Jeffrey Riemann writes, "For the same criminal behavior, the poor are more likely to be arrested. If arrested, they are more likely to be charged. If charged, more likely to be convicted. If convicted, more likely to be sentenced to prison. And if sentenced, more likely to be given longer prison terms than members of the middle and upper classes." Through these findings, we feel as if the police have a higher tendency to target poor individuals unfairly compared to their rich counterparts, which produces a broken relationship with the people. In order to analyze this phenomena, we decided to visit 1st District in Washington, D.C. to analyze the actual relationship between the people and the police.
I think the people of our community view police officers pretty good.
Okay.
At least the contacts that I've had with citizens.
It's 50-50. You know, some like you, some don't like you. The ones that don't like you, of course, are the ones that are doing bad. But they give me, I know as me, they give me my respect. When they see me come down the street, they speak to me and they know they're doing wrong. They walk off and until I leave. Mm-hmm. So.
We have 1,700 members. You know, do some do bad things? You know, of course they do. So, you know, but we, like our department, we do very well on actually terminating those officers that do bad. So, you know, sometimes things happen, and you know, you can't vouch for everybody. So, you know, we may hire some bad apples, and we do a good job if they do something like that to get rid of them.
You have. It's in any government agency or any private business. You have bad apples. And you have, like on our midnights, you have white officers that because the area that you work in, that's the only thing that you have to understand is the area that you work in, the area that we work in, is nothing but majority black folks. So I mean that's all that they have to interact with, and they do target them because most of the crime is occurring from young black guys. The way I feel about it is you do have police brutality. That's in every department, wherever you go. Have I seen it? Yes, I've seen it early on in my career. Lately, I have not seen it, but early on when I first got on the police department, when crime was really, really bad, drugs was really, really bad, and I worked in the hood, yes, you saw police brutality. As a police officer, you have to make a split decision on things that happen. So sometimes you have to wait for an investigation to actually come out and see what happened, because a lot of people come out and say, "Oh, well, the police officer shot that guy," but you don't know. People don't know what was going on at the time that this police officer was dealing with this person. I don't know that this person, or the public doesn't know that this person actually had a weapon, or this person was doing this, or this person was doing that, or why we actually stopped. I might have stopped this young man because he was wanted for homicide, but the public doesn't know that. And then he got to fighting the police, and he's known to carry a weapon. So, I mean, I think that the public needs to give the police this time to let us sort out everything, because everybody can see different things.
We also do things like the cadet program for kids that want to join the police department, almost like a junior ROTC program that gets kids interested in becoming the police. We also do a Citizens Police Academy at our police academy, which you can go through things like the shoot, don't shoot program, like we go through every year. Every year when I go through training, I got to go through that. If you go through the Citizens Police Academy, you actually get to experience that, where they'll put a scenario on there, and it's a split-second decision. You know, should I shoot? Should I not shoot? So, you know, a lot of people that go through that will get shot in those scenarios, and so it just goes to show you that it's easy. Especially like I tell people, it's easy in the media for them to blow up a shooting of somebody going, oh, it's a toy gun. But it's not that easy when you're seeing it at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're out in the street. So, I mean, all those things that we do, and our other police academy that we're getting ready to run is for kids roughly about 16 and 19 years old, because we're trying to reach that demographic of kids so they're not just all anti-police. We're trying to reach out to that demographic as well.
They're there to serve and protect.
I say they play a nice, good role. It's not the uniform. It's the people in the uniform. You know?
Yes. I think they like to harass people, especially the homeless people.
I think they treat them differently based on their attitude. I mean, the police are automatically in authority.
Yeah.
When they approach you, you show them common respect. Normally, they show you respect. But if you go there like they're automatically wrong or you automatically right, it causes a conflict.
See, they treat you like you treat them. How you ever treat them, that's how they treat you. Their parents do it's important because that's what they go by. However you pay the dress, your dressing, however you hang with and stuff, that's what the police look at too.
Police pick and choose who they want to mess with. Like race, different race. They just pick and choose. You look, based on your dress, based on where you act. Like the police, like you can't do nothing to make the police mad. Like if you chilling, you know what I'm saying, the police won't mess with you. But if you acting a fool and give the police a reason to mess with you, like the police say move, go ahead and move. Don't try to tell the police why I gotta move. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna do their job. You know what I'm saying? They gotta look out for their job.
DC is so different. Like it's a city here, and I do believe that that's sometimes how they generalize people, like who to watch out for. But in Ferguson, my coworker is actually from there, and she told me it's just a whole different vibe. It's completely black and white. Go on.
Have I been arrested? Is that what you're asking me? I've been in court, as a juror before, so I've had interaction with the court system that way. I've been stopped for a traffic ticket before.
Me personally, no. I'm 62 years old. I don't get in trouble.
No. Yeah, I had a couple of spurs, but not really, no, I can say on camera, but yeah, I have been locked up a few times.
They beat me up one time because they came to my house from I don't know what for, and I ran, and when they caught me, they beat me up, real bad.
Yes, I have. For a while, when I was sleeping outside, I had Homeland Security harassing me every day, and they built a big case on me.
noticed any discrimination, but that doesn't mean that there's not discrimination.
While police bias in regards to economic status and poverty may very well be a case-by-case characterization of policemen, literature argues that the police disproportionately target and arrest the poor in comparison to wealthier individuals. However, the majority response by our own interviewees state that the police treat people how people treat them, not discounting the fact that one's appearance in regards to hygiene, how one dresses, and who one hangs with is often innately accounted for in police apprehension. All in all, although one cannot generalize all the police into one depiction, it does not take away from the fact that such disparities exist between the relationship of the community and the police itself in the first place.
Based on our research and interviews, the police do treat people with bias based on their wealth.
The police tend to judge people who look ragged, destitute, and homeless and persecute them more than individuals who look professional.
In order to fix this problem, the whole police force of the nation must be reformed to strictly serve the community fairly and to uphold proper moral and ethical standards.
Simple things like making police men and women wear cameras will make sure that they follow proper protocol and have the mindset of being accountable for their actions.
Other factors such as racism, hatred, and human emotions may be involved, and this is a very difficult area to fix. Such things are only healed through re-education, assimilation, and the natural passage of time.
Adding more jobs to poor areas, offering educational and mentoring programs, are ways to reduce crime and erase the common stereotypes involved with poor citizens.
Due to recent events regarding police brutality, most police men and women we approached refused to be interviewed. They were leery about saying the wrong things that might fuel more negativity with the people.
The police's unfair treatment of poor individuals has added problems to the deteriorating relationship between people and police. These reforms and others must take place in order to cool tempers and restore trust between the two.